Liverpool have just played Man City in an absolute titanic tussle for the Well, it feels like it was for the Premier League. Obviously, 7 games left, and the score was 2-2. Joining me for a little chat about the match and just an emotional response is Paul Dalglish. Mate, does it feel like a point gained, or does it feel like 2 points lost?
I'll take a point, Gav, to be honest. I think that it wasn't a must-win game, but it was a mustn't-lose game. I think if we'd lost, I think that would have been very difficult for us to come back from that. But I think getting the point, it's not only we gain a point, we take 2 points off them that they could have gained. So it's I think a point away from home against Man City, especially with how well they played in the first half. They probably deserved to win, didn't they? Really, Man City, if we're honest. So I think you snatch the point and move on, and then just try and do all you can in the next few games.
The first half we were poor. We gave possession away. They were good, but we just didn't look like ourselves, did we, in that first half?
It's a massive game. It's being like I saw some people saying it's the biggest game ever in the Premier League, and so it's the players are human beings first and foremost, aren't they? So it's one of those things, Gav, where we weren't great, but they weren't great either. But the one thing that they were brilliant, but they weren't. In the second half, they seemed to get to them a little bit, didn't it? We were much better in the second half. But what I was thinking when I was watching the game was, we haven't really had to get into top gear in a game recently.
Mm-hmm.
And to push ourselves, it's almost like we've been on cruise control recently, picking up points, doing what we needed to do to win. And this is the first time we've had to really push through the gears to get to that top gear in a while. So just took us a little bit of time to get going, I think.
No, I'd agree with that. I think that's a really, really good point. Actually, we've certainly we've had a great run, and we've obviously done, but we've done enough in every game. And it felt like in that first half, it was the first time that we'd been tested. And if I'm honest, we were wobbling. For good periods in that first half. We definitely rode our luck. You said it a minute ago. You said that you thought they were the better side, and it certainly came across like that to me in that first half. What do you think was the problem?
Even the chance at the end.
Yeah.
But look, Gav, Man City are the probably most expensive team ever put together in the history of football. They've got an amazing manager. Second best in the world, but they're brilliant, Gav.
Yeah,
they're a brilliant team. So the fact that they deserve to win and we got a point, it's nothing to be ashamed of. They're a brilliant team.
You've been a manager, obviously, and what did you make of the half time? Because clearly they needed a talking to, but Jurgen was out way before the rest of the team. What do you imagine happened in that dressing room?
So here's the thing, right? So I think what you've got to do is you've got to read the mood of the players and what they need, and then you've got to, your message has to be reflected by the emotion that you're in as well. There's no point coming in going, calm down. You know what I mean? Because you're running around like a lunatic. So I think Liverpool actually just needed relaxed at halftime. I think they were just a bit edgy in that first half. There was so many unforced, uncharacteristic mistakes, basic errors, that I just think they just needed to calm down. And they certainly showed a lot more composure when they came out. But what he said, I've got no idea, mate. But that's not the time to give someone a volley, because it wasn't like they weren't trying or they weren't, they weren't constant. It was purely, I just think that it was just a massive game, and we just took a while to get back in to having to play at top gear.
The second half was much better, and we flew out the blocks, didn't we? And it was I mean, let's have a little chat about the goals first. The Jota goal was that ball by Thiago was incredible to switch the play, wasn't it?
Yeah, early doors in the game. But I was more honestly, mate, the Trent's little cutback. Also, when Andy Robbo hits the diagonal to the back post, he's actually picked him out. He just stood up at the back post.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Trent, don't hit it. Don't, because I thought he was going to shoot, and then it's just a perfect pass. Great goal, Gav. Like really good goal.
And the second was fantastic as well. But good finish by Sadio, nice and calm.
Yeah. Really good, mate. Just good. I mean, there was so many moments in the game where it was just the quality, especially even then, that even though you're a Liverpool fan and you want to win, some of the things De Bruyne did, incredible. Like, what a player, man. And he changed a little bit, didn't he, today, Guardiola? He went with more of a 4-2-3-1 with Silva and Rodri sitting, and then De Bruyne had more of a free role in front. So, but he was brilliant, mate. He's top level, isn't he? It's great to watch.
On another little positive note, I thought that second half was the best bit of form we'd seen from Mo for a few games. Obviously, he sets up the second goal, and he had a little go, and he was getting involved. Cancelo's a decent player, actually, isn't he?
But do you know what it does? I think Benitez did it against Barcelona, against Messi, where he played a
right footer on the left.
Yeah.
Below.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, see, good memory, Gav. And I think so because Salah likes to come inside. You're now coming onto the stronger foot of the fullback. So but he's a good player. But Salah did look a little bit better. He was unlucky with the one with got the deflection off the thigh. They never got the call.
Yeah.
He did, because he's been all right, hasn't he, recently? He's just been all right in weeks. It's been the other ones that have kind of been carrying the can.
Where does this leave us in the bigger picture, mate?
I'm calm. I think it's going to be tough. Man City don't drop many points, but they've shown that they can drop points, especially after Champions League games. So, mate, I think it's going to go right down to the wire again. And I just, there's no difference in the situation we were in before today. Because now the situation is exactly the same. So it just leaves us in exactly the same position we were before the game started.
A couple of comments have come in. Norman, who always comes on. Good to see you, Norman's picture of your dad there. Terrific game. We were under pressure, of course, but we'll take a draw. That's fair enough, Norman, isn't it? My dad's bus popped on. Eddie Jones, actually happy with that score. Keeps us in the hunt. Norman's also made a little point that we lost the ball in the middle of the park. Did you think that the central midfield area was a particular problem for us?
Well, Thiago was brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought he's just got class, hasn't he? And I thought, Fabinho, I think he got exposed a little bit today. I mean, you're talking about one of the best players in the world that he was basically having to deal with, and also cover for Trent when he was going forward, or Robbo, and he had a lot of ground to cover.
Well, Hendo was quite high, wasn't he, mate?
Yeah.
He was pressing really high, Hendo, so that leaves a load of space in behind him.
Yeah. And then Fabinho had to come across and cover that. So they've just got, they're so good on the ball. Even the centre-backs, they'll stop the ball. They'll wait for the pressure to come, and they encourage pressure. And what that does is, if our forwards are pressing, now it creates more space between the lines. So that's what Man City do. They're brilliant at it. They're so good at encouraging pressure to then find the space in the next line. They're a top team. And you actually, the thing with us both is that, very few teams attack Man City. Very few teams attack Liverpool. So it's a weird game for both teams.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's they're used to people just doing, like, parking the bus or just making it difficult, stopping you play. Whereas now you've got somebody that's actually got the courage to try and play through you.
Yeah. Just before we go, I just want to mention City's free kicks and that blind run on the outside. Is that something that you can remedy quickly with a high line, or is it just something you just have to take the risk with?
No, that's your biggest weakness. You're talking about the one when De Bruyne hit the outswinger.
Well, they did it a few times. They play a ball in, and a man would run round the back, wouldn't he? And they did it a few times. West Ham have done it to us before as well.
What you do, and what you can do is you can actually set up a blocker as well. So if you work in pairs, you can exploit that by targeting someone in the line that you want to block, and then you if you're working a pair, the blocker blocks, and then the runner runs through that part of the line. Mm-hmm. And it is like a late run, so if you start 2-3 yards off because they hold the line, then you've got a running start when the line drops.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The chance is you're going to get there first if you've got a running start, so it is there's benefits of a high line when you're defending wide free kicks or central free kicks, but there's also weaknesses.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. Well, I mean, it's still game on at the end of the day. I mean, I think I can sense from you're a bit deflated, and I certainly feel a bit deflated, but it's still game on, and we're still in the same boat.
I'm not deflated, Gav. I'm all right. I'm just, I didn't, listen, I hoped for a win. But when we spoke about the game before, this is a game you wouldn't have bet on. You wouldn't, because it could go in any direction.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just, as I said, I didn't think it was a must-win game. I thought it was a mustn't-lose game and we didn't lose. So you've got to take that as a positive and move on.
Love it. Well, listen, thanks very much for your time, pal. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers, pal.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.